So today this video training is going to talk about suicide awareness. I'm going to start us off with a little story. It happened to me a few years back at a previous employer. I had a good friend, a coworker, a colleague of mine. We worked together for a long time. Funny guy, great personality. One day he came to work and he was very depressed. He was angry, expressed rage. This went on for about 6 months. He went and reached out for help. We back then didn't really understand the signs of suicide and suicidal thoughts, so we didn't really know where to direct him. 6 months went by, and this buddy of mine, one day we all go to work, it's a normal day, and we hear some screams from the bathroom. We go in there and there's blood everywhere, and this person took his own life. So suicide is a really big deal in the workplace. It's being able to understand the signs. So the purpose of this training is to understand the severity and the causes of suicide, to be able to pinpoint the different signs, and also understanding the resources available to you or others in need that may need your help.
Now, there are many causes of suicide, but for this video we're going to be focusing on the causes in the workplace. For example, if there is no job satisfaction or low job security, that could provide a lot of stress for the person that is at the work. No job satisfaction will result in stress and depression for the person because they are not happy at what they are doing, and they are simply doing it because they have to provide for themselves or possibly a family and their kids. Low job security also triggers stress because they are unsure if they could make the next paycheck, or if they could even pay the worker, which is a person, and it could provide stress on them because they might not know if they could provide for their family for the next time. The depression part comes into hand because from stress, it could lead into their depression, and depression is a serious matter when it comes to suicide because depression could be very short-term or it could be very long-term. I wouldn't say either is great, but I would say that the short-term is probably worse because it could take their lives in a sooner amount of time than the long-term depression. As in the long-term depression, someone could reach out to them and possibly help them before they kill themselves and take their lives and cause just an unnecessary death.
Hi, I'm here to inform new employees about recognizing signs of suicide in the workplace. There are many varieties of signs of suicide in the workplace. These can range anywhere from depression to anxiety to getting a very unhealthy amount of sleep to going through various amounts of mood swings. If you see any of these in the workplace, get help immediately. Don't be the one to just push it off to the side, because obviously that person is crying out, not verbally, but through their emotions. So they're trying to tell you that they need help. And when you see that happen, the first thing to do right away is just go up to them, ask them how they're doing. Give them the help they really need, that they're not asking for verbally, but they're asking for emotionally. Really just go up to them, ask them how their day's been. Really just see what's been up with them. And as that conversation gradually goes on, just kind of ask them, hey, have you ever contemplated committing suicide before? And if the answer to that question is yes, the first steps to take is to seek help immediately. Call 911 right away. Do not leave them alone though, because if you leave them alone while you go to seek help, they're more likely to put themselves into that position where they may take their life. And that is the opposite of what we want. So please just stay with them, listen to them, listen to their problems, just let them know that they are loved and they are not alone, and there's help out there for them in the workplace.
I will be talking about the severity of suicide in the workplace. Suicide in the workplace is a relatively small but growing occupational concern because of the fact that employees have an increased stress level because of pressure and bullying. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of deaths in the U.S. Approximately 44,000 die each year. Men and individuals over the age of 45 have the higher risk of committing suicide. 54% of suicides are done with firearms each year. Now I want to talk to you about the resources that you have available to you. To reiterate what we said previously in the video is, if anyone is in immediate need, call 911, take anything that is harmful away from them or around them. Another resource is being able to call the number at the bottom of the screen, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
So in conclusion, I wanted to end it similar to the way we started it, with another story, except this time we're going to focus on a success story, another experience that happened to me A few years back at a previous employer, we had an individual that was a little bit slower. He got picked on a lot by coworkers, colleagues, employers, bosses. Everyone kind of picked on this individual most of the time. And he started to express anger issues, anxiety, depression. He wasn't working well in the workplace. And luckily, at that time, we did have the suicide awareness training, and we were able to pinpoint the signs. We were able to talk to him about the causes, and we were able to provide him the resources available to get him help. So the purpose of this video was to understand the severity and the causes of suicide, to be able to pinpoint the signs that may lead someone to commit suicide, and also to understand the resources available. So if you are someone that is in need of help, or you know somebody that may be expressing those signs, you're able to pinpoint it and point them in the right direction.